Good morning, everybody. I was messing around with how to create quizzes. They changed it earlier in the semester, and I just had the time to see what the changes were. And I found that it's a little bit easier now to do so. You can do a lot more, a lot quicker to create quizzes out of the content that you have in your course. So here's what I found out. Some of you probably already found this out. So if you did, don't watch this. But if you haven't, I'm finding it pretty useful. So first, what you want to do is go to the question bank, and then you click the little plus, auto generate, and then we're going to go to select course items, and then we're going to go to content, and then we're going to go to the content I have available there, and I'm going to do reconstruction content. And I'm going to select this one right here. And so I'm going to select 10 items, complexity, and I want to do a multiple choice question here. And then I want to generate it. And it usually takes just a few seconds, so we'll give it a few seconds here while I take a sip of coffee. Okay, so here we have some questions here. Go through them, make sure they're okay. All right, and I'm going to trust that they're okay. I'll check them out later, but for purposes of time, they look like I've got 10 good questions there. So if there wasn't a question that I didn't want, then I just simply wouldn't click it. And if you saw a question that I need editing, you can edit it once it's in the test bank. So click all the questions that you want, add to test bank. So I want more questions in this test bank. Oh, first thing I need to do is to title this. So this is going to be reconstruction secondary sources, multiple choice. Okay, now I want more questions in there because I have more content. So to add more, because you're limited to 10 questions per test bank when you initially start it, but you can add more questions by doing this. So I'm going to go back to auto generate. So I'm within the test bank I just created. So but I need to add more questions to it because I have more content. So I'm going to go ahead and do auto generate again. Selected course, content, going to where I want to go. And so I picked that before, but now I want to also bring this in. I want it to have 10 questions. And so I'm going to click selected items. And it automatically made one. I want this to be multiple choice, so I'm simply going to just go to multiple choice. I want 10 questions. I want the complexity high, and then I want to generate. Give it a few seconds. And there we go. So now I've got my questions. So if I wasn't recording this, I would go through all of these questions to make sure they make sense. Typically it does create some good questions, but every once in a while you'll get a question that makes no sense. It'll be vague, right? It'll be something like, what does the author want the reader to understand? Something to that effect. Right, so then I wouldn't use that if it wasn't very specific. So then I'm going to add my questions, and there we go. Now I've got, just to show you real quick, so now I've got, this was originally 10, now I have 20 questions. So that's how you do that, and then when you want to create a quiz, just in case you don't understand this, let's say I'm going to put the quiz here. Create, test, and then I'm going to go to add question pool. And there it is, Reconstruction Secondary Sources. So I can click that. I'm going to select all of the questions to put into my question pool, my test bank. But when I want my students to take this, let's say I only want them to have 5 questions. This is where I would click Save. And now when a student opens this up, this quiz up, which I can title later up here, they would only have 5 questions. And then obviously here's the settings right here. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with that, but if you have any questions, let me know. I might have some answers. If not, I can always get a hold of Distance Learning on your behalf and ask them. But thanks. Hope you guys are having a good end of the semester. All I'm doing this Friday is doing what probably a lot of you are doing, is thinking about next semester. So you guys take care, and I'll see you later. Stop.